Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the Beis Halevi in his Maimer on AHAVAS YISRAEL, the love of a fellow Jew. And we spoke about yesterday the idea that loving another Jew is fulfilling a positive commandment of v'yafta l'reyecha kamoicha, of loving your fellow Jew the way that you love yourself. Now, in order to appreciate the bounds of this mitzvah, we have to understand that there's a machlekes, there's an argument amongst the Rishonim. Those are the earliest commentaries who discuss what exactly does it mean to love another Jew the way that you love yourself. To what extent does HaKadosh Baruch Hu expect us to express our love for someone else? So this is a famous machlekes, an argument between the Rambam Maimonides and the Ramban Nachmanides. Let's start with the Rambam. The Rambam writes in Hilchos Deos the following: Mitzvah al kol adam le'AHAVAS kol echad v'echad miYisrael. There is a mitzvah for a person to love every single member of Klal Yisrael, kegufay, like his own self. Shinema, like it says in the Torah, v'yafta l'reyecha kamoicha, love your fellow Jew, kamoicha yourself. You have to love them kegufay, the way that you love yourself. Lefikach tzarich l'saper b'shvachai, therefore you have to tell over the praises of this person. V'lochus al mamoni, you have to be concerned and careful about his money. Kasher hu chas al mamoin atzmo, just as you would watch over your own funds and your own money and the like, you have to make sure you watch over his. And just like you want honor for yourself, you want people to respect you. So therefore, since that you're loving this person kigufay, like yourself, literally says the Rambam, therefore you have to treat him exactly the way that you would treat yourself. The Rambam also writes in the Sefer HaMitzvahs, his book of the compilation of all of the 613 mitzvahs, he says, She'etzem ha'ava tzricha liyos b'shir hagadol b'yoser, the real love that you have, the actual love that you have for your fellow Jew needs to be commensurate, b'yoser kefi she'oyev es atzmo, in the same exact way that you will love yourself. Now, according to the Rambam, that means that the Torah is extremely demanding on a person, and that is that when it says v'yafta l'reyecha kamoicha, love your fellow Jew the way that you love yourself, we have to take it at face value literally. The way that you love yourself, the way that you care about yourself, the way that you want things done for yourself, and you would not want things done for yourself, that's exactly the way that you have to have in mind somebody else. The Ramban Nachmanides, he says a little bit differently. And he writes that the mitzvahs v'yafta l'reyecha kamoicha, it should be like yourself. It literally means that you should love a person the way that you love yourself, your own goof, your own body, and the like. But of course we understand you can't love another person the way that you love avas nafsho, your own personal self. You might want to treat him in a way that you would treat yourself, but how could one human being love another person avas nafsho, in the deep way in which they love themselves literally? And furthermore, Rabbi Akiva, who is the one who writes that Zeh Klal Gadol b'Torah, that loving another Jew like yourself is the main principle of which all of the Torah is based upon, he himself holds that if you would have two people walking through a desert and there's only one flask of water, and let's say that it belongs to me, if I drink the water, I'm going to live and my friend is going to die. If he drinks the water, he's going to live and I'm going to die. Let's say that we should love each other the way that we love ourselves. Let's split it in half. Then both of us will die. What's the halach in that case? Rabbi Akiva himself, who holds that you must love your fellow the way that you love yourself, says, Chayecha koidem, that means that your life comes first, and if there's one flask of water and it belongs to you, you drink the water and you live, even though that it means that your friend is going to die. And therefore ask the Ramban, Imageder mitzvah avas chaver kegufa mamish. If you're supposed to love your friend exactly the way that you love yourself, lo yitachin shechayecha koidmim, then it can't be such a case that your life would come first. You're equal in this, you're partners in loving each other, and therefore split the flask. Both of you will die, but there's nothing that we can do about it because you have a mitzvah to love your fellow Jew the way that you love yourself. Therefore, says the Ramban, you see that that's not what this mitzvah means. Rather, it means shiyov chaver b'chol inyan. You have to love your friend in every area of his life, kasheye'ehav as nafshay b'chol atayv, the way that you want good done to yourself. Whatever you would want done to yourself, says the Ramban, that's what you have to do for your friend. You can't literally love him exactly the way that you love yourself. Again, the Rambam, the Maimonides seems to be saying, yes, you can. The Ramban says it's impossible. You should look for the good things for your friend. You want no less for your friend than you would want for yourself. Whatever is good to you is good for him. Whatever makes you happy, let's make him happy as well. Whatever is bothersome and hurts you, keep it away from him as well. That's the way that it should work. And even more than that, says the Ramban, let's say that you yourself, you're not such a big scholar, and you're not so wealthy, but your friend is. Talmid Chacham, he's a scholar, he's a wealthy man, he's what we would call a gevir, he's got a lot of money. Yismach be happy for him. Rejoice for his goodness, and don't be jealous. Rather, you should see only the good for your friend and be happy for everything your friend has. So this is a very fundamental argument over here amongst the Rambam and the Ramban, exactly what the mitzvah is. The Rambam holds, Kamoicha, you have to love him like yourself, literally. The same way you love yourself, the same way you feel about yourself, the same way you think about yourself, everything has to be the same for another person. Says the Ramban, how could you love somebody exactly the way that you love yourself? It's an impossibility. Rather, what it means is only that in all the good that you would want for you and all the bad you'd want to stay away from you, you keep that in mind for your friend as well. You be a good person towards your friend. Not that you can love them exactly the way that you love yourself, but you can treat them the way that you'd want to be treated. Now, once we have this idea over here, now we can begin to go deeper into the Sefer of AHAVAS YISRAEL to understand the way that the Beis HaLevi is going to depict for us what it means to truly love another Jew. With AHAVAS YISRAEL, the love of one Jew for another, how that is going to help us fulfill this mitzvah that the Beis HaLevi is talking about, of V'yafta l'reyecha kamocha. Have a wonderful day.